Hi and welcome back. We are still in our crop. So I wanted to go through with you now embellishments. So we've got our flower embellishments. You might be wanting to work with a paper such as Blue Fern. They're absolutely gorgeous papers. Let me tell you the one thing about Blue Fern, they do not come with stickers. They do not come with all the embellishments that you see in some of the other lines. And even if you do have other lines with stickers, you maybe don't want to use stickers per se. And I'm going to show you how to make your own embellishments and how to turn those stickers into more of your 3D type embellishments, so that if you're especially in crops, you don't want to just slap stickers on. You want to be able to say, hey, look what I did. You really want it to stand out and to be gorgeous. A couple of things I've done. I've gone ahead and I've done some pre-punching. So I used the scallop punch. I used the banner punch. All of these are available also at Joann's. I do have my cut and emboss, but I didn't want to use my dies because I figured not everybody in the world has a die cut machine, and maybe you do, but you just don't like it, so you don't use it. I'll tell you what, if you've got that case, get the cut and emboss. It's all electric. You will be in love. Cuts fabric. So these are the punches that I'm using. And I want to show you. I love this one when I'm making my own embellishments because you've got the nice wide petals. And we will be using butterflies. You're going to love the butterflies. So one of the things with embellishments, you don't want them to be too big, but you don't want them to be too small. So I'm going to start with this one. And I punch these two out using the Blue Fern. And this was the cut aparts on the Blue Fern. So I went ahead and did the cutting. And another thing you're going to want to use is your pop dots. So these aren't my favorite ones. Just kind of grabbed some so I'd be ready for the video. So I'm going to just change because I really don't like these ones. You can use tape and just cut it. I like these. They're just the scrapbook adhesive ones I pick up at Joann's. Now, they're going to be great when you're wanting to really set your projects apart because it's what gives it the dimension. This was, again, from this label one. So I'm just going to put the 5 pop dots because I need that extra strength there. And I've got Distress ink on the covers, but that won't hurt nothing. So we're going to go ahead and remove. Now, if you've watched challenge number 1, we made all the flowers. Now, I made a little one using that little circle. And then I used this is just a lingerie type or a hem lace. You get it at Joann's. Any store, they come in the packages. So it's over where the bias tape packages are because it's really soft and flexible. So I made a really tiny flower because you don't want your embellishments to be huge. Now I've already taken this cover off and I'm going to now line up. I'm going to start kind of at an angle, putting it down because you want to line it up. You want it to pretty much match. This is what you're going to find in the stores. You're going to find those expensive packages in the sticker aisle, and this is all they have done. So now I've put that together. It looks great. It's 3D. I could actually use it like that. But I want to put these flags on the back. Now these, let me tell you, this is one of my most used punches other than my flowers. You can do so much with your flag punch. But because this isn't quite, it's a little bit too big, I'm going to grab my scissors. And I'm just going to take that bulkiness off the top. Nothing perfect, but I just know I don't need the bulkiness. But I do want it to match somewhat. So we're just going to lay that down there. Let's see, let's put the butterfly towards the top. Now we're going to go ahead and you can use your favorite adhesive. Now you can also pop these out. A lot of times, especially when I'm doing things like this, I just grab the hot glue. It's accessible. I can do it one-handed. Just make sure you clean off the excess while it's hot and it'll come right off. And I'll tell you, actually, when you start making your own embellishments, it's fun. And there's no more running off to Joann's in the middle of a project. No more saying, I can't buy that paper because it doesn't have anything to go with it. See, you can manipulate hot glue. And so now you are able to create your embellishments. Now, one thing fun that we want to do on this one is maybe we want to add some wording, and I cut the strip off and I just hand cut it because I will go back now with my hand cutter for this. And I think I want to put family time, but what you're going to do is you need to really cut this down, because you are working with a very small embellishment. It's such thick paper, and my blade's not super sharp on this one, so you don't need as much. There we go. And you don't even have to worry because we are going to make this fit. So we want it to come across here. And one thing that I like to use is either your pin, you can use a crochet hook, just kind of break up the fibers, get it so it's going to move for you. This is a really nice paper, but it's really stiff. Now, I'm going to turn this upside down because I have my flags there, and because I need to be able just to see, okay, how am I going to bend this to fit on it, but I don't want to squish it yet. So what I'm going to do is hold this. There we go. Okay, once I think I have a feel for this and it's going to fit, you can trim corners. You can also, we could also angle this. So it gives it more character and it changes it. There we go, from that look. Now, I'm going to just use hot glue because that's what I usually use on these embellishments. I'm going to start it. But you can use glossy accents. You can use anything you like. I'm just going to kind of have an eyeball. So right in the center of that first hump, now push it up, put your finger there and hold. Now all we need to do, because this is pretty small, is adhere the edge piece. And this one can be a little bit tricky. Get your finger under there, bring it over to where you want it and hold. Move your centers over, and there you have your first embellishment. Now this is where you can come along. This flower is probably a little too big. You could add, if I had brought my flags down, see, I could have added my flower there, but now maybe you want to just add a couple of pearls. And I tell in my other videos, this is one thing, I just love these from, believe it or not, Walmart. Self-adhesive. They're made by Jolie. Oh, here we go. They're the bling stickers, Jolie's. And I've tried to bring them in to sell them at the store, but the EK Success does make them, but actually they're a division off of Simplicity. And so they do not just sell them to small businesses, unfortunately. Not this. This has been marketed just for the craft stores and Joann's, the big ones, and Walmart. But they're awesome. They're going to stick on my bigger projects. I will add some glossy accents. So let's add a couple of pearls here. Now you've got a project, you've made a page, and now you just have to, and I had a couple of projects I wish I still had. So let's pretend this is just my page. So I'm going to put that down. Now it decorates it. It really adds dimension, and it doesn't cost a dime, basically, other than the supplies you have. If you have a miniature butterfly, you could even put in there. You could, if you're good at fussy cutting, there's all these little tiny butterflies throughout this paper. Look at your paper line. Don't say, oh, I can't use it. I don't have, look at this. Look at this embellishment. Let me show you what you're going to do with it. Let's put our family time away because I like that. You're going to take your circle punch. Look what you just did. You now have a matching embellishment for this page. We're going to go ahead and do some layering. And I think I want to add the butterfly. Now I want to keep the same patterns going here, but I'm going to add a little color. I'm going to add a little of the blue since that's what's on the other side. Now we're going to just take our butterfly up, but we want to keep this same design going. Now this is a really hard spot to put your pop dots on. I'm going to use hot glue because it's going to give me a little dimension. And let it just sit for a second. Bending him right in half. I'm going to hold his wings. One thing you can use is a pen. You can use any one of your tools that came with your cutters. Now you really want to maybe dress that up. Now this is the other size. So they sell both sizes. Let me show you the different sizes. And these are getting harder and harder to find at Walmart. I don't know if they're starting to go out, but they do come on a string, so they're really easy to handle. Now for my little butterfly, I'm going to cut off 3 of them. Because this is, no, I guess we're only going to need 2. This is a shabby chic paper. It really needs to be shabbied up here even more. So we're going to go ahead and put our pearls down in the center. And these may take a little, these probably could use some glossy accents, you know, to really hold them. Now on this little guy here, I do want to add some more thickness using my little round punch. And I want to keep the same stuff going here. And this is where all your scraps will come into play. Should have grabbed a pop dot, but I'm going to grab that. Let it sit for a minute. Now you could pop dot your butterfly. You have enough room on the back. Now definitely when I use this for the embellishment on the page, I will pop dot it, so you might want to stick one back there. It's not quite dry. And there you have another page embellishment. Very simple, very pretty, matches your paper line. And those butterflies are wonderful. And I also want to show you, maybe you want to use your flags. Flags are really fun to use and to layer. So I'm going to cut a few more out. And this paper is thick, so there we go. Sometimes they go flying, and it did. But you want to just be able to adhere these down. So I'm going to just grab this sheet. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to lay these down, kind of figuring out how much I need. And then cut that off. This is where you can turn your stuff into stickers. Now, you do need your sharper scissors. These Tim Holtz work great. And put more plain on this side. Okay, so I've laid them down. I've taken the back off. Now I'm just going to cut. Let's just take a little bit of patience now with the score tape. So maybe you don't have the Xeron machine, or you don't have any other, or you can also just go ahead and, I know, of course, just put your score tape on the back. But this ensures, especially with your flags, that they're all down. Now you have just turned this into a sticker. And that's the nice thing. Your Tim Holtz scissors are coated to help. That's why they're coated with the black. Mine are pretty beat up. So things don't stick. They only stick to you after you get them off of there. And I'm going to show you something else. Maybe you wanted the shape of the flag, but you don't want the pattern paper to be the one that shows. So what we're going to do, and actually I'm just going to be using an embossing powder from Blue Fern, because her embossing powders are just gorgeous, because I want one of my flags to really stand out. So I'm going to grab this sheet, just a scrap sheet. I'm going to take my embossing powder. I really love this gold one of hers. It's called 14 karat. And I'm going to take the back off. And now I'm going to just push the tape in like we would as if we were making any other page or matting. Very sticky. Yes, very sticky indeed. Embossing powder, glitter. I like the embossing powder because it is finer. And because it's finer, it seems to cover more. Tweezers are a great thing to use, and if you have a serger, or you can just buy these. Now I'm just kind of pounding it off. Now if you mess up like I just did, just push it down in your embossing powder. Do some flicking here. It's a little thicker because I had messed up right there. Do you see how I still can see, because it's embossing powder, I still can see some of the pattern paper back there. Sorry, I want to put this back now so it doesn't get spilled. And that's okay that it's messed up there, because now I'm just going to go ahead and adhere. And you can put this on top. Just play with it. And you can bring them down like this. That's the beauty of having your score tape on all over. You've got a good surface. But you do want to sort of stagger your flags. And it just depends. How wide do you want it? How wide is your page? How wide, you know, is the project you're working on? I really like that. You can either mark it with a pencil or trust your eyeballs. And as you can see, the glitter is sticking completely to the score tape. Oh, that's right. We made this one with the glitter. We're not going to have score tape. Wake me up. That one I am going to use the hot glue. Sorry. That's right. We're going to hot glue that one down. This is the one. I hope you were doing what I was doing and trying to take that tape off. So we've taken it off. Now we've got enough score tape too that it's going to adhere to our project. So if you aren't ready to put this on your project, go ahead and stick it down and then just put your score tape back over the top, because as you can see, the other side isn't ready either, because we're not going to put it straight down yet. Just go ahead and cover it back up. And then for this one, I do want to put down, whoops, that's right, we have score tape on here. I'm going to take down my little flower there. And now you can add all kinds of fun things. Grab your pearls. You can do this by hand. Now this is what I like about these. They come completely off. Oh, we lost one. Oh, there he is. On super large projects with these, like I said, I just go over them, and I've shown it in other videos with my glossy accents. Slipped him up, and I pull because there is adhesive on the back. Sometimes it doesn't always work. So see, you can get as decorative, you can keep it plain, you can add pearls. And this did not come with any, like I said, embellishments, but it doesn't take that long to make your own. Okay, I would get that a lot straighter and neater if I was. So now I have 3D embellishments that I can use with my blue fern line, and I would probably fill in with more pearls. But because I don't want to take up your whole time. I know you want to start making your embellishments. So I want to do one more. Let me just move my scissors, and I don't want to lose these pearls. Let me just put them over here, and I'm going to grab this, my flower punch. So here's another way for us to use our flowers. And I just have to turn that volume down. Okay, let's go ahead on our whatever you're using, your scrap paper, sorry, I just kind of lost it there for a minute. And we're going to go ahead and punch out away from there, one of the flowers. Oh, I've already got one, so I'm going to just use this little guy in the center. Oh, and it's the balloon. That's very pretty, so it's perfect. So, oh, also, you might want to ink. You can do some inking. You can do, gosh, anything that you want. There they are. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 pop dots here in the center. I'm going to put my balloon. Now, you can also curl the edges if you like. Just use your fingers. Excuse me. Sorry, my daughter called. Okay, So what I did is I went ahead and did my centers up. I mean, yeah, the flowers. Now I'm going to take my pearl and drop it. Me and this hot glue gun have a love-hate relationship. And there you have another one, which is perfect when you're just needing something small on a page and you really don't want to take up a lot of space. So see, look how quick. Okay, one more. I want to show you. So I took 2 of the scallop circles, put those together. This is the seam binding, and I want to show you a couple of things with the seam binding. Seam binding is great. Really, all you have to do is rub it between your hands, especially if they're nice and warm. Okay, and if you want, I use my spritzer. Pick these up at Joann's. Lightly spritz. Didn't look lightly, but it was. Just a little moisture. And this is how you get that very vintagey look. This is one of the charms, and I do sell these in the shop, and they were also in the February. I think they were in one of the kits. I can't quite remember. I'm going to grab my sewing scissors because there we go. Now I'm just going to put it through this hole. And when I tie my bows, I don't always make that, you know, first knot because I don't want that big lump there. You can make it as big as the small you want. I want to go a little bit smaller. Probably, yeah, cut it a little bit more. And I want it to hang off. So I don't want it right on the center. Now the thing with these metal embellishments, glossy accent works fantastic because I have fabric there. And I want it to hang off a little bit. And the balloon does match. So I'm just putting it there on the fabric. Actually, I'll probably really smash that up a little bit more. And there we have another one of our embellishments. Now, if you'd gone to Joann's or Michael's, you probably could have bought some embellishments in the color, but they would not match the line you're working at. So now, what, in the video was probably 30 minutes long, this video, and we've made our embellishments. Plus, you could make a lot more without me talking, of course. You've got everything you need now to decorate either the cover, the front of your book, and you are set. So this now brings us to our challenge number 3. So for challenge number 3, you need to create your own embellishments, and we're going to put them on the page. And then I also have a fun announcement with challenge number 3, or yeah, number 3. We are actually going to be doing an embellishment swap. Not only will you be entered in the drawing, but you will also be, we will be doing the swap for the embellishments. So I think that will be a fun little twist to our online crop, and also to get to know each other. And I really hope you like this video, and I can't wait to see what you create.